Many of you have probably already learned how to graph on the coordinate plane. A little bit different in sixth grade is that we're using all four quadrants, so quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Okay, there's a few things that you need to remember. Don't forget that anything on the y-axis going up is positive, and anything on the x-axis going to the right is positive. Anything to the left of the x-axis is negative, and anything going down on the y-axis is negative. Okay? Second thing you need to remember is that 0, 0 is always the origin. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I will use red dots for you to see us graphing, but let's go ahead and graph the first one, line 1. It says 1, negative 2. So we always start at 0, and then 1, negative 2. I start at 0, so we always start at the origin, and then we go left if it's negative, right if it's positive, and then after that we go down if it's negative, right if, I'm sorry, up if it is positive. Okay, so we're always doing the same thing. We start at 0, left or right, up or down. So the first coordinate that we see here is 1, negative 2. So I start at 0, I go over because it's positive 1, and I go down because it's negative 2. Okay? The next one is negative 1, negative 2. So everything is negative. So I start at 0, the origin. I go to the negative direction because it's negative 1, and then I go down 2 because the point is negative 2. Really important to remember is that as soon as you get 2 of these points, you connect the lines. All right, so we're going to go on to point number 3. It is negative 1, positive 10. So I start at 0, I go 1 in the negative direction, and up in the 10 direction, in the positive direction. So I go 1, 2, 3. Notice I'm counting the spaces, 4 spaces, 5 spaces, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And because I have that, now I can connect my next dot. Now let's try that with a smaller one. Now I can connect it. It obviously is not going to be that straight, but I'm trying. All right. And then we will go on to the next one. It's positive 1, positive 10. Again, I start at the origin. I go to the right, positive 1, and up, positive 10. So both of those were positive. So now I connect this to the last dot that we had. All right. And I see there's one more, positive 1, negative 2. So I start at 0. I go to the positive direction 1 and to the negative direction 2. Oh, look, it's where we started from. So as you can see, I'm going to connect my last dot. So now we are done with line 1. You continue on like that until you're done with the whole picture.